Well, hi all. The last time I will see my Grainfather. I thought I'd go through it and kind of talk about the good points and the bad points. There are quite a lot of good points. I'm not saying it, but I think I'd give a bit of a walk around, show you some close-ups of things, and go from there really. So this is I think this is maybe the second, maybe even third generation of the item. When I first brought it out, it had, at the top here, it had a little screw on top. It didn't have this kind of connection here, which controls obviously the flow. Inside of here there is a little spring. Lots of hops and things in it as well, but there's a ball lock as well, which basically stops when this is pumping. It actually, if you've not got the arm stuck in there, it stops the water squirting out. Insofar as this being any good or not, I think it's been more a hindrance than an aid really. It's just a weak. Even though it's a good thought, you've got all this stuff going on here, look, which I don't know. When it does actually screw around, look, it actually faces in the wrong direction, so you can't actually control it, which is really weird. Also, you get the business where the hops actually get stuck in here. Got sorts of gunk stuck in here. So yeah, that's one of the things. Down here, obviously, you've got the pump. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a magnetic drive pump. I might take this out later on and give it a bit clean before I give it to my friend. There's a bit, but it's a good pump. I wouldn't say, yeah, it just has to be circulate. But yeah, you can see that there. I'll take all this off. I'm going to give it all a good clean and take all this apart, give it a good wash out. I don't like this sometimes. You get, I mean, this is just to basically stop all the gooey stuff going down the side, but it does slip up sometimes, but it's nice. Now, one thing that does irritate me a teeny wee bit, sorry, it's all irritating, but it hasn't got handles on it, but it comes with this this stuff here, so you can have a still on top. Now, I think they should have just done two versions, because I think in maybe 50% of the world you can't actually do that stuff. I mean, I'm in the UK and you're not allowed really to make your own alcohol unless you've got a license from the government. And you can apply to them and say, well, I make my own alcohol, they'll check over your setup and let you do it. But most people who make beer, maybe not all of them like making, like all of them like, what's the word? Spirits. Anyway, so here's the Grainfather Connect. This thing, the new one sits there, it is a little bit wobbly. It'd be nice if it would just like sit there, and it goes in hand with this thing here wobbling around. This here wobbling around, and most of the time when it's sat there it's fine. Let's have a look at the inside. Normal kettle plugs. I like this. It's good. I suppose with a lot of the new systems these days, they're all integrated, and I suppose the advantage you've got with having all this stuff externally, you can actually take it all apart and do what you want. Glass top. I'm really amazed I haven't actually smashed this yet. What would have been a good idea would have been to have a handle on top so you could pick it up. So Yeah, so you got that kind of maybe shot glass here.
Bye.
Bye. So yeah, you got a sharp glass here. I don't know. I'm still confused about the handle. It's just you can't actually, unless you're bringing it up to boil, you don't actually put it on. The only time you put it on is when the boil's finished, and this is obviously the works to hold, let the excess steam out, and what else? Yeah. So yeah, it's nice, shiny. I like the glass look. It gives it. It's quite stylish. It goes well quite well with stainless steel. But maybe they should have just stuck a handle on there. Maybe a hole at the side here for steam. Ah, actually no. What they use it for is just to do with circulation, don't they? Oh well, there we are. Right, let's have a poke around inside. One thing I do like is the fact that you can actually keep all the stuff packed inside. We've got this little thing here called, let's just get all the stuff out. You can see, this is how I packed it all together. That's the remnants of my microwave pipe here, which is not, has gone to the tip I think. So we've got obviously all the things here. We've got this. It's quite good. It's obviously the filter goes at the bottom. And it's got this little bone that goes on the end there. This is okay, but there's a few things with this I don't like. When it heats up, it gets more malleable. When that starts to sat at the bottom of a boil kettle, if you're stirring and you knock it too hard, the whole thing just drops off and starts floating around the bottom of your boiler. Then, next thing that happens is your recirculating pipe blocks up, and the only thing you really do at that stage is to completely drain all your boil water out. Fish this out, put it back, clean it out, put it back on, and then you're still left with, if you haven't noticed already, you most likely sucked loads of particles and grains inside of your pump, and your pump's going to sit away struggling for the next 10 minutes trying to get rid of all the grains and things. And another thing about it is this here, when that's warm, that can drop off, and then again you get grains inside. I think when Grainfather originally brought this out, there was a metal thing which clicked on like that. And it didn't have any rubber at all. It just actually just sealed on there. But I think what they found was it didn't work as well as it should do. So yeah, not majorly impressed with that. As you can all see, beer has been made, so it's not a big issue. Filters, you can see the problem here. Yeah, it's just a bit too fiddly. If I like kind of just without actually wetting it, try to bring that in, as he says, it works then, doesn't it? But if you try to get the plate right to the bottom, what you'll find is that it will, these keep falling off. He's just trying at the bottom just get them in. You know, that's it, it just comes off. So yeah, grain stopper is the most useless device in the world. You get two things in the kit. You get a grain stopper, which only goes in there for, I mean, this must cost maybe a couple of £1 to make, maybe about 10, maybe so much. So if you have to buy a new one of these, it costs you about £10. I'll be surprised. And the only time you use it is when you pour the grain in. You just take it out. Maybe about 10 seconds it's useful. It's not really that functional. I mean, I think they could just afford to do it. So the same goes for this as well. And there's so many little bits to lose, but I mean, with the new system I'm getting, it's got a lifting bar, same type of weight. What else we got in here? Oh my gosh, what is it? This thing. I bet there's some poor Chinaman in the middle of, well, I don't know, say Schwing Possum Province or something like that, and he spends all his day cutting this out on a lathe. That's all he does. I bet he hasn't got a clue what they're used for. But it just sits just on top of there, and just as you said, it's just a kind of little. Oh my gosh, let's get through here. Ah no. Yeah. It works. So it does its job, but maybe it was just an afterthought. I mean, maybe they should just have this pipe here with a part on there you could have slid in already and just not have it so it's loose. There we are, a little bit. Research arm, does what it says. Counterflow chiller, which is the best part of it, I think. This is the dog's performance. This is really an excellent bit of kit. Not majorly impressed about these pipes and things, but they're replaceable. And one thing I don't like about it is that when I'm not using it, the pipes can get full of pipes don't never drain, and they're always full up with green stuff growing. This is on the water side. On the beer side, it's normally always clear. But no, I like it. If you're going to buy the system for anything, I would definitely say get it for the Counterflow. So perhaps just go over a few of the good bits. Obviously we got the new Grainfather control unit, Bluetooth, so you can sit in your bed, sit inside while it's raining outside and tell it what you wanted to do. I can't say I personally used it up to now, but it's excellent for mashing. It keeps the temperature perfect. Step mash is great. See me doing it. I like that you can actually press the two buttons, hold it down, and just tell it what your mash schedule is. I don't really use it for doing all the hop scheduling. I just do that myself. You have to keep an eye on it anyway. But you can actually program it, stick a whole program in there to tell it what's to do with the hops. Yeah, that's the Grainfather. One little slight thing. One thing you may find with all these systems is that because the main heat source is the bottom of the boiler, it can actually tend to burn on the bottom sometimes if you're mashing. I think that's something you have to live with. I spoke to people who've got the ACE systems and all the other type of systems which have a thing at the bottom, and you're always going to have boiling at the bottom. But what I would say to stop that from happening is to when you don't have any big if you do a step mash, perhaps you could actually just try to do it so it doesn't buckle up too often. Sorry, what am I saying? Have it so it's. So what happens here is when the Grainfather does it, turns it up to a full boil to actually get it up through the step mashers. When it tips to that full boil, and you've got a concentrated load of sugar with water at the bottom there, it just burns. It's always going to burn, and that's where it is. So there we are. I will bid you goodbye. Hopefully next time I think I'm going to perhaps have the money in my bank account. No, I'll most likely have this given to its new owner soon, and I will be in possession of some new kit very shortly.